Welcome to Late Nights with Norma Wisely. I'm your host, Norma Wisely. Today we have Dustin Lowel here with us today. Dustin claims that his home was a victim to a possible meteorite crash due to the Leonid meteor shower that happened this past weekend. Thank you for joining us, Dustin.
Thank you for having me, Norma.
So, Dustin, do you know how meteor showers work?
Yes, well, it's basically just rocks and meteors falling down from the sky.
Yes, but the meteors in the meteor shower tend to usually never hit the Earth, as they usually start to disintegrate before they hit the surface. So what you're saying happened to your home is an extremely rare accusation.
Yes, well, that's what the government wants you to think.
Okay, moving on. Officials say that whatever fell from the sky that night landed around 30 yards away from your home, and unfortunately, due to some of that debris spreading in the air, your house caught fire, and, well, you know what happened after that. So would you be able to tell us in detail what happened that night and what you saw and heard before the fire started?
Well, I was sitting down on my couch, my two little puppers, Rusty and Paul. Sorry, Paul didn't make it out that night.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Well, his ears were getting to him anyways. So back onto the night. I was there on my couch, the three of us. We were watching Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, when out of nowhere, I feel a rumble coming from the floor and a noise outside that sounded kind of like a dumpster being thrown into a Walmart.
Vivid explanation.
Yes. And so I got up and I looked out my window and I didn't see anything. And I waited and I started to smell smoke, and I thought to myself, I burned my pulled pork in my crock pot. I went to the kitchen and whoa, it was just so much fire everywhere. And so I grabbed my puppies. Well, you know about Paul. Yeah, I just stormed out of there.
Wow. It must have been horrifying seeing everything you know and love burn right before your eyes.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, here is what everyone wants to know. Do you really, truly think that a meteor was responsible for this accident?
I have my own suspicions about what happened that night, and I believe it has something to do with the government. A meteor landing during a shower, I wouldn't put it past the higher-ups to use that as an excuse for testing out alien weapons.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. If you have a heart and you want to help Dustin and his dog out, they have created a GoFundMe that can be found on our web. What? Oh? Oh. Oh. Okay. I apologize. It seems that there is some new intel about what landed near your house that night, Dustin.
Oh, well, yes, like I said, alien technology.
Not quite. It seems a convict escaped from a nearby prison in a hot air balloon, and while eating a bag of flaming hot Cheetos, lost control of the basket and the balloon set on fire. He was fortunately found a few miles away from the wreckage, feeding Cheetos to a golden doodle.
Oh,
Oh, it gets better, Dustin. It seems that the convict's name is Simon Lowel, and he had a cell phone on him, which traces a week's worth of outgoing and incoming calls from a Dustin Lowel.
The government is testing alien weapons.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Tune in tomorrow for an interview with recent Wheel of Fortune winner James Franco. And if you happen to see Dustin Lowel on the streets, do not hesitate to call the police. Thank you and good night.